Shalawam, I'm your brother Yahawah from the branch of GMS, South Carolina Midlands. And before we start off, all praise, honor, and glory belongs to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, HaQadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who teach and who rule well. And Shalawam to you, Yahawah Elect, scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say, Shalawam. There is no peace unto the wicked. Alright, it's the book of Isaiah 48:22. There is no peace, saith the Lord, Yahawashi, unto the wicked. And who is the wicked? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. Alright, these devils tried to, have a ceasefire with Iran. After this past weekend on Saturday, they sent strikes, Babylon the Great and the Amalekites, those small hatters, in joint strikes. They struck Iran and pretty much started this Third World War, man. And, it's beautiful to see because it's all leading up to the downfall and the destruction of Babylon the Great and those small hatters over in the Holy Land. They have to be ridded out, purged out of the land as well. All right, but nonetheless, I'm gonna play this video from the brother. These devils tried to come with a ceasefire. This was supposed to be, I believe, a 4 to 5 day operation, which has now been extended for, a couple of weeks. And I don't see it really slowing down. But of course, it ain't gonna get to the peak of thermonuclear destruction until, that MOTB gets pushed. But, nonetheless, we are seeing, and the Lord is fulfilling biblical prophecy, man. All right. And subscribe to the brother's channel, Arrows of Indignation 144.
Donald Trump is panicking as Iran has rejected his ceasefire offer. Donald Trump apparently only prepared for a 4 to 5 day war against Iran, and he assumed that if the United States were to kill the Ayatollah Khomeini, that Iran would immediately want a ceasefire and that Donald Trump would be able to declare a victory and that war would not spread throughout the region. Donald Trump was warned that his personal views that that's what would take place were wrong, and he was indeed wrong. Hat tip to Ynet, they were the first to report, and they're based out of Israel, that Donald Trump is now begging Iran for a ceasefire, and Iran immediately rejected it and said when there will not be a ceasefire will be on our terms. And now one of the major issues the United States is facing is, will we be running out of munitions? Do we have the capabilities for a...
So you see, this is the will of Yahawashi. Yahawashi ultimately wants this Third World War to take place. The Lord wants to gather the nations so that he can destroy them. Destroy these heathen armies that's going to fight in this Third World War, over in the valley of Yahawashi, verbatim Jehoshaphat, which translates to Yahawashi, which is the Lord's judgment. The Lord is about to judge these heathens, man. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 14, because this is all written, man. It says, the second woe is past, which is World War II. Woe goes into destruction. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And this Third World War is going to be even more catastrophic. It's going to have even more casualties than you had in World War II. You had millions of people get deleted in World War II. And you could best believe that number is going to triple, all right? Triple, double in this Third World War, seeing with the nuclear capabilities that we have now in comparison to, the atomic bombs, that was, of course, dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, those Ammonites from Esau, and all these nations, including Japan, is going to get their get back, shoot their arrows, shoot their missiles over here to Babylon the Great, man, because this is ultimately what? This is the Lord's determination, okay? This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, and verse 8. It says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, Yahawashi, until the day that I rise up to the prey." So what do we do while all this is transpiring? You know, we wait upon the Lord, man. We go out there and do what the Lord commanded us to do, and that's just to teach. All right, we don't gotta bear arms. We don't gotta, try to gain up in numbers, try to take down Esau. No, the Lord is gonna do it, because vengeance, belongs unto the Lord. And it says, "For my determination is to gather the nations," and I believe that word determination goes into the Lord's judgment. All right, let's look that up. Yeah, my Shaphat.
Strong's H 4941. Mishpat.
Yep, which just goes into judgment and justice. So this is the Lord's determination. It's the Lord's judgment to do what? It says, "For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation." Yep. And when you read 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter, you read how Yahawashi in his second return, as he returns in the midst of World War III, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when these nations that's fighting, all these different heathen nations, including America, Babylon the Great, as they're fighting one another over in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and Yahawashi returns, the Lord lift up neither sword nor instrument of war, but pour out a blast of fire, and out of the mouth of the chariot, man. It's going to be a concentrated blast of fire that's going to destroy these heathens and their armies, man. All right, that's the Lord pouring out his indignation, his righteous anger, man. Okay, because these devils, they got to pay for, their wickedness throughout the planet Earth, their crimes, their atrocities against Yahawashi people, man. Okay, they touched the apple of the Lord's eye. And, the Lord, when he destroys this devil gonna know that Yahawashi is the one who's doing it, because the prophets were out here declaring it. All right, we're out here, as I was speaking to the Zaquan yesterday evening, and when we was doing our lesson, before we did our lesson, we're heralds, man. All right, we're heralding in, all right, Yahawashi, we're heralding in the Lord, man. Okay, it says, "To pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured by the fire of my jealousy." Yeah, this cause what you did to the Lord's people, man. All right, to the Lord's woman, which is Israel, man, pursuant to Jeremiah 6:2. Okay, these devils touch the true people of the Lord, man. They ain't just touch Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. They ain't touch niggas, spicks, and wetbacks. No, they touch Yasharahla. Okay, a holy and special people unto the Lord, man. Okay, so these devils is about to get it, man. These devils is about to be judged, man. Okay, this third world war. This is the book Isaiah 34:1. When Esdras saw how Yahawashi destroyed those heathens, their armies, Yahawashi destroying those heathens and their armies, Esdras said that he was afraid, man, because all that was left, all those multitude of mighty men, military men, artilleries, and things of that nature, it was just dust and smell of smoke, man. This is, man, the Lord's judgment about to be great in the earth, man. All right, and you could read Isaiah 34:1. The title says God's wrath against nations. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahawashi is upon all nations, and his fury upon their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter." And where is he going to slaughter them at? Well, let's jump to the book of Joel, man. Okay, Joel chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles." And who's proclaiming it? The prophets of Yahawashi. We letting you know what it is, man. And that starts with our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, man. It says, prepare war. So that's the Lord's determination. He wants this third world war. There will be no ceasefire. There will be no peace. Remember, Trump was supposed to be that president to bring peace and end all these wars. Well, look at it. He's starting all these wars, man. All right, and it's because of prophecy. The least of the flock. These biblical, these small hatters. Okay, the biblical Amalek. All right, Amalekites, which is Edomites, is drawing them into this third world war, man. Okay. What was that? Jeremiah 49. I believe it's also in 50 as well. Let me see. Yeah. This is Jeremiah 49:20. It says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord Yahawah that he have taken against Edom, the so-called white man. Start with the wicked elite. It says, and his purposes that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. And who's the least of the flock? The small hatters, the 48ers, okay, the Amalekites. They're the ones, Israel, not the true biblical Israelites, but the imposters. They're drawing America into this third world war, man. All right, so Joel 3:9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. It says, beat their plowshares into swords and their pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I am strong. Yeah, all these different nations is getting their nuclear capabilities, getting their defenses together. Instead of, pouring into their agriculture, they're getting geared up for war, and that's the spirit that the Lord put on them. Okay, their missile defenses, their weaponry, hypersonic missiles, ICBMs, getting them ready for war, test firing missiles. Okay, and the weak is saying that they are strong. Look at Iran and how they are combating Babylon the Great, man, showing their force against Babylon the Great, showing that America is weak, man, because they now have nuclear missile capabilities, man. All right, and they have the backing of these stronger nations as well. Russia, China, okay, and I believe North Korea is even getting involved, man. It says, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, Yahawashi, and the mighty ones are those angels, man. The angels of Yahawashi. It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Yeah, Yahawashi, the Lord's judgment, the valley of decision, man. The Lord is about to make a decision to judge these heathen armies, man. Okay, take them, strip them from power, man. Without the military, you're powerless. It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Yep, so that's what Yahawashi has ultimately determined, man. World War III, man. There will be a lot of casualties. Oh, 2/3 gonna be shipped off. You're gonna have a draft, man. All right, this is the Lord's determination. And why? What's the end result? Revelation 11:14 again. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And the seventh angel sounded, and there was a great voice in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Hamashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever. It's the Lord's, decision to give Yahawashi everything in this planet Earth and everyone, man. All right, the heathens will be ruled over. The heathens will have no more power in this planet Earth, man. It will be the kingdom of heaven established on this planet Earth, man. And it's going to be ended. Esau, Edom's world, who's currently ruling, according to Job 9:24, it's going to be ended by catastrophe, destruction, all right, the Lord's wrath. Lord will is edifying to the elect, I got to run back into the plantation. Lord will is edifying to the elect. We got to say shalom. Shalom to those for elect.